Thank you all for coming today. We're here to talk about innovation, and innovation is just an awesome topic. It's energizing, it's motivating, it actually gets people in a room on the second day of a conference, and you know, you always get a lot of volunteers when you're asking for people to say, hey, let's do something innovative. But frankly, most companies struggle with innovation. You know, they don't know how to resource it, they don't know how to organize against it, they don't support it over the long term. There's many things that kind of get in the way. There's all the external elements that you know, impact companies as they look at their long term and their short term and try to balance those things. There's, you know, things from the oil spills to wars to volatile markets to worried consumers. All that uncertainty leads to people thinking, you know, we'll put that off and we'll focus on short-term things. The internal elements, you know, organizations, people don't want to move forward. There's bureaucracy. There's leaders that are focused on, you know, the next quarter versus the long term. Fortunately, you know, there's usually some board members or CEOs in the organization who do think of the long term and push for new revenue streams that are generally driven by innovative new things.
We opened up a brand under the Best Buy label called Best Buy Mobile. And what we did with that was we said, let's learn from the consumers on how we could make it better, how we could differentiate, how we could do something other than just fight price and some of the traditional methods that people do when they look at businesses. And it came down to a promise. We formed a promise that we said we're gonna give you a better choice of phones and networks. So provide visibility where you can go and touch and feel and learn about the iPhone, the HTC Incredible and Verizon, and the Sprint Hero all under one roof.
It's a good question because we talk about it often. We want to make sure we stay relevant and innovative within the Dell organization, specifically within e-commerce and marketing. And there's two fundamental ways that we continue to stay focused on it while driving the business at the same time. The first is organizationally. On my team, just as an example, I have about 30% of my team dedicated to changing the business and looking out at the marketplace and our competitors to ensure that we stay innovative. And then, you know, 70% runs the business, but that team is responsible for coming up with the idea for next year and beyond this quarter, while the 70% stay focused on running the business and hitting the P&L that's in front of us today. The other way that I'll say we keep our finger on the pulse of innovation is by reviewing and listening to customer feedback. We have on Dell.com an environment that's pretty front and center where we ask our customers to tell us what they think, whether or not it's about our product, their experience with us, opportunities, and I personally and my entire team, we review that feedback every morning as we start the day.
So what we've done at 1-800-Flowers is we have a innovation, research and development budget every year, and it actually grows every year since we've seen some positive impacts from that process. It's called the Strategy and Venture Initiatives Group, and we shorten it for SAVI. And what we do is on a monthly basis, we have a budget, and then on a monthly basis, we present 3, 4, 5 different innovative concepts to the senior management of the company. Some of them will get funding, and some of them will come out of the SAVI group and become parts within the larger group.
On the hardware side, you know, there are tremendous amounts of opportunity as people, you know, things like the iPad, mobile devices, a new stream of digital devices that are coming out offer great opportunities for all of you to think through how do we use these emerging new screens to communicate with your customers. You know, whether there be marketing messages or new digital products and services, it's all out there and it's happening very quickly. On the social scene, you have, you know, this tremendous growth of customer relationship management kind of initiatives, switching into customer managed experiences. And those are driven by companies like Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter, where customers are taking control and balancing the push that's been part of our strategy for a long time into a pull marketing. And on the commerce side of the business, there's all of this innovation with companies that are thinking through how do we create new ways for organizations to sell their products and brands to sell their products. There's a company like Alice.com who's approaching CPG companies and saying, let's go direct to our consumer. Let you sell direct to the consumer. And taking out the retailer, which from Target's point of view is not a great situation, but it enables the CPG companies to sell direct, give great value, and collect customer information, which is the #1 asset in the digital world.